cultivators.
Mommy,
Yes.
what is here?
Today we are going to be doing part 2 of our citrus corner. So we brought all these plants inside. It's gonna be 70 degrees tomorrow, but we brought them inside. Nevertheless, we brought them inside. And we did part 1 yesterday of bringing them inside, keeping them organized, putting up our inside light, which has its automatic turn on. This plant is just here going to seed. We're just gonna let it stay there and go to seed. We have this plant also, which is this size. Now I'm looking at this pot, like maybe I'll use that pot. No, this one needs a bigger pot. You know what? I am going to use this pot. Nevertheless, I'm just getting off track here. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of our citrus bringing inside and what to do and how to keep our citrus plants good in the home as we bring them inside from our outside climate and helping them get the light they need and nutrition they need. And starting their indoor journey. So today is a good day to garden. Let's get started. Also, just a reminder, you get more information at avgardening.com, and for more uncut, longer videos, more information, some guides, please visit us at please visit us on Patreon. Join our cultivators there for a good time at patreon.com/Angeline Verdant, VERDANT. Now, today's a good day to garden. Let's get started. So we got our plants inside. They are adjusting. On a regular basis, we usually have lots of morning dew and stuff like that that comes on. So as you can see, our soil is pretty dry for our plants that's inside. We have the leaves. They did not fall off from coming inside. They had came off earlier in the year. While they were outside, we had to add some new nutrition, but then the leaves started growing back healthy. So I took those off because I did want to keep tracking them to see if they're going through any stress when they're inside, and I don't want to get anyone confused. So we have our lemons here that are starting. Let's see how they go. We got our mango going on back there. But one of the steps, our key lime. Let's just introduce who's here, the team. So we got our new improved Meyer lemon tree. That's this one right here. We have our key lime plant here, key lime limes. We have our mango, Glen mangoes. We have our navel orange. That's this one back here. We have our habanero peppers. We have our mandarin oranges in the white container over here. We have two more habanero peppers, and we got some tomatoes here. We are missing an orange. No, I did it too. Mandarin and navel. Good. All right. Sometimes you gotta look over them to keep track. So one of the first things after, we get them in and they all get settled, got this one catching the light here around the corner, is to make sure that you're not bringing in any pests or bugs or anything. This is also why when I bring plants in, I make sure they're not in the same room as our hydroponic plants because they have a lot less defenses. So to prevent anything from going on, I am just going to give it a spray. I'm spraying the soil with neem oil. Another thing you can do besides spraying the soil with neem oil is also soak the plants in a hydrogen peroxide. Whoopsie, you have a team member behind me. Hydrogen peroxide solution. So let me spray this spray. Every time I lean the container forward, there's not enough stuff in there. So you just spray the soil, give it a good spray. Here, you want to spray? I'm going to go get a more full bottle. And you give the soil a spray just to make sure there's nothing growing. There's no eggs, even though we don't see anything. Oh, there we go. I went to go get another spray bottle. I'm going to combine these two. Even though you don't see anything growing, we don't know if there's any larvae or anything living in there. So you just give the soil a good spray to make sure nothing is in there.
No.
We also, because the plants are outside and grass is growing, let's get in here. We're giving the soil a spray from coming inside. Well, this one was recently potted, so I don't think there should be any issues there. But because some of our plants were outside for a while and survived many a summer rain and storm, what we also want to do is the soil has dropped significantly. So we're going to add a layer of soil to the top. And any plants that didn't get food, we're going to give them food. Now, the week before, oh, you guys are there. I have them in some earlier videos. The week before, a week or two before, we went outside. We came inside a lot of our citrus. Since they were fruiting, I said, let me give them a little dose of some extra food. So I gave them a dose of fertilizer. We have a video about that earlier on in the channel. So you'll be able to see that in our video. So some of them do not need any extra food. I'm also, yes, the leaves fell off, but I put them in there. I just buried them in there. Give back some nutrients to the plants. Yes? What happened? You want to sit here? All right. Now I can be closer to the soil. The soil is quite a distance away. So yeah, so we spray our soil with neem oil to kill anything that was living in it prior outside. You could also spray with some hydrogen peroxide to kill anything, any pests or anything that were living in there. And some people also soak the soil, similar to what we do with our plant rinse in our hydroponic setting. So when I do that, when I dip the plants, you can also dip your plants to get anything that's kind of buried in there out. But we're just going to do a top level spray for now. And we are going to bury anything because a lot of these pests only live in the top layers of soil. So adding in this extra soil, they're not surviving through. They'll be buried deeper than their living arrangements. So we're just going to add a layer of soil. A lot of our plants, there were several storms throughout the winter. Throughout the summer. They've fallen during those times. The soil other animals have knocked over the plants. So quite a few of them have lost soil along the way. So we are going to be building back up that soil. Keep it nice and fresh. And the plants that have been fed also, our green stalk is getting their level of soil too. Let's lift up our stevia. Lift our stevia out of the way. So I'm just using a potting soil. It's a regular quality potting soil. I'm not adding anything to it because I know that the soil that we add, soil that's in there is citrus for citrus plants. It's very light. Oranges do like a very light and fluffy soil. So right now we have our light and fluffy soil that's in there already. So we're just adding a top layer and then we're going to give it a watering because it's coming from a watering and misting because these plants are coming from outside where we had the sprinkler on daily. There was a lot of mist. There was a lot of misting going on. Morning view. I can see more of our team came. Let me move the table back so we can get in here.
What are you doing here?
Eating pizza. Did you go vote? Oh. Our area is next to your school.
I think it was like it's
Yeah.
over in the middle.
Yes, that's that. I didn't want to tell all the people which one.
There's two fingers.
No, either or, none.
There's two
Okay, you
hickory
don't have to say the name again.
of the country. Or the country.
Okay.
There's one slightly south too.
All right,
Our
well,
neighboring state.
he is graduated. Nevertheless, he's graduated from the school, but that's where we go to vote. Today we went to vote, and usually we vote in the gym, but today they had us voting in the weight room. Yes.
For my school.
No,
They have a weight room.
in the middle.
Interesting.
So that's where we voted today. But yeah, so we're just adding soil to the top. This one has not had any fertilizer added to it. Besides what came in the soil, it is in need of something. So we will be adding our regular tea mixture, which we have some videos on too. And you can just go to the website to get more documented information. So if you want to see how we do it, we're here live. And if you want to just read about how we do it, we have information on our AV Garden along with the links and additional documents. And we also have a link to help you find your own USDA zone. So we have a USDA zone on our website as well. Zone map. That'll help you find your zone.
In front.
All right. So we are going to be adding, what do you call it into this one? We're going to be adding our tea mixture to this one, but it is drought tolerant. So I'll let it, it's not, I can see the moisture on top. It's not dry at all. Besides the soil that I'm adding here to the top, that is dry, the soil is very moist. That's there because it rained for like a week, which is why the temperature dropped so sudden and it got so cold so quickly because we had a week of rain. I guess it was a little runoff of the hurricane that was going on in other countries. Alrighty, so we're just adding soil. We made sure we sprayed to that level, that layer, and now we're adding soil on top of it. So that the layer that we sprayed on, we don't have any, there we go. And we're gonna add water. And bring the soil closer. And then these other plants were already in here to begin with. So we're adding soil to our plants that came from outside. And we know there's no larvae living in the soil. This set of soil that we have. I am burying the leaves. I mean, I don't think anytime soon it's gonna compost, but
No.
it's okay if it does compost and its own gets the nutrients that it needs back. So I'm just gonna let it
Mom,
bury in there.
I have a knife.
Addie, put that down. Thank you.
Okay.
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 So we are just gonna keep on adding our soil to the top. So a lot of these plants are very moist, so they don't need, now I'm looking at this one. This one's also moist. The only one that looked like it needed some water was our lemons. But our mango tree was very wet. The lime tree was wet. So we're just gonna add water to our lemons and that's it. And it's in the process of fruiting, so it kind of needs that little extra. Okay, let's make sure our jalapeno right now is in a corner, so let's make sure it's getting access to the window, to the light it needs. I also like to mist the plants when they first come in because yes, they're used to a daily morning view. They're used to some additional sprinkles. It's not a sword. They're used to our sprinkles, so we make sure we give the leaves a mist. You can have a mixture in your mist, or you can have an antifungal mist. So when these plants I usually just do a straight general generic mist. I do not add any nutrients to the mist. It also some of the nutrients have a smell. Would you say that?
Yes.
What do you think of the mist?
You don't know like it.
With some of our hydroponic plants, because they were in here and they have fungus or what's the other one they get?
You die. You.
So it's not fungus. The algae, that's what the word is. They have algae growth. So because of that, I use yes, this plant also needs some food, but we mixed some food in there already. Because of that, I use sometimes some alcohol or some peroxide in the spray when misting the hydroponic plants. But yeah, the ones inside get very dry. The heat is literally right above them. So they're getting straight heat coming from there. So they get dry very quickly in this corner. Even our other pepper tree here, which has been inside. That one it started outside, we brought it in late in the winter and it never went back out. So we are just going to add some mist to keep them nice and moist and not overwatered. And we are going to add some food to our mango tree. Now our mango plant uses a different type of food than the rest of them. It's not good to put too much strong chemical fertilizer, so we use more of organic food for the mango. I mean, they're all organic, but their roots burn very easily. So we're giving them a liquid mixture, liquid compost brand fertilizer. Not brand, but type. And we'll go over that another time. All right, so we got our plants fertilized and misted. So this is what you do when you bring in our plants from outside. So we got our stuff here. Next thing we have to do, or we're going to do today, is repot our aloes. So I'm going to prevent us from having so many super long videos, I'm going to come out and go back in, and we're going to repot this aloe, which looks like it's not standing up. And I think because it's been in this small pot, it's too big for this pot. So we're going to be repotting it to a larger pot, actually a pot that looks just like this, that we recently repotted in. We're going to be switching it and adding it in that pot, and then putting the plant that's in there in a smaller plants. All right, so thank you very much for joining us. It's been Angeline and the team. I will see you guys in a few seconds with our aloe plant repot.
Mommy.
Yes, remember, stay green always. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Thank you. You have to open your hand so I cut you. Oh, there you go. Okay. So remember, like, follow, and subscribe. Share the videos. Join our cultivators at patreon.com/Angeline Verdon. And for more information, you can go to our website at avgardening.com. We have some guides there, as well as more information on what we did here today. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time. Stay green always.